Hello everybody, this is Sci-Fi Junk yet again on this lovely, wonderful Tuesday afternoon. And normally around this time I've put in a pretty decent amount of time into my stream. Unfortunately I've decided to not stream today, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that, as you guys very well know, I am a freelance IT guy, and work's been a little slow. Yeah, and I had the most strangest call yesterday. Now I'm not talking about the housing authority I work for called me and everything else. That actually did happen yesterday. But what happened before that call was really weird. Because you guys know of TAC and home advisors and those kind of businesses where they actually call people to do work for them and run invoices and everything through them and all this other stuff. Well, funny thing is, Home Advisor, or I should say Home Advisor Pro, emphasis on the pro part for a reason, called me up yesterday. Claimed to have IT work and wanted to know if I was interested in doing stuff, wanted to know what I do. The funny thing is, he thought I had a Craigslist. Craigslist ad or whatever. I don't do Craigslist. Then he asked about Facebook. I'm like, yeah, I have a Facebook page. And I guess he didn't quite understand what I was doing, or what I do as a freelance IT guy. I didn't understand how he actually ended up with my phone number to begin with, because I don't have an account with him. And so toward the end of the call, he elected to say, "Oh, we'll go ahead and send you an email." And I straight up asked him right after he said that, "Will it actually tell me about who you guys are and everything, because you literally are calling my home for me." And they thought I was like a freaking company for 50 or 60 people. I'm like, no, it's just me. Hello. And so they said, yeah, and so I went and got the email. Hang on just a second, I'll even show you the email. Because right now I personally don't really care. Go ahead and close that, leave that, okay. So let me go ahead and punch up my email. Now mind you, he said, he was telling me that it was for IT work of all kinds and everything. And so if you happen to get an email, let me go ahead and turn off my, where is it, this one. Okay, let me go ahead and so you can actually read this email completely. And it's from now see, they actually have my what I go as when it comes to IT work, because I actually go under Chaz Computer Services. Yeah, bank has a little problem with me going that way, so I've had to actually have them make the checkouts, the checks out to my name, and then doing business as kind of thing afterwards. So now, as you can really see, mind you, I said they were calling for IT work. You can clearly see right here, audio visual contractor. And you can see nothing else in this email about IT work. So let me go ahead and bring my lovely wonderful webcam up again. Now as you guys very well see, it says audio visual contractor. In demand in Holdenville has spiked. He was asking me about Hughes County, as in the entire county, not Holdenville. So my advice to Home Advisor Pro since this lovely, wonderful, and this is actually the name of the person that actually emailed me, email address and everything, blah blah. So it's not exactly private at all if they're going to send emails to people about work. Now, mind you, I say IT is work because I actually like doing IT stuff. I actually went to school to do IT stuff. I actually got a degree, an associate's in applied science and information technology. So I took the time to even get a degree in IT. And I get a call about IT work, but yet they're looking for visual or audio visual contractors. I don't do that kind of work. I don't even have the training to do that kind of work. So if you happen to be some place like TAC and Home Advisor Pro, I mean, on top of that, he said he didn't even know how they got my number, because no one told him how they got my number. They didn't tell him how about anything of me. So it's like having a very sketchy, awkward freaking interview over the phone with somebody that had no clue what I did or do or anything like that. So again, if you're like TAC and Home Advisor Pro and all those other wonderful services that are similar to all those companies, please, for the love of God, look into who you're calling before you call them. Because right now, I would not want to work for any of those kind of companies at all. And believe me, I used to do warranty work as soon as pretty close to when I got out of got my degree and everything. So I used to do warranty work. None of it's new to me. You go in, you do the work on site, you mark down what you've done, and then you take the old parts, you take them with you, you mail them off. Because some places actually made it where you take the old parts with you, and then you put it in a box that they've like already pre-labeled and all that, and you send it back to them, and voila. But don't be like a company where you're just going to call people up and not know who you're calling, not knowing that it's an actual just one person. Because I am Chad's Computer Services. I'm it. So, please, like I said, for the love of God, look into who you're calling. Make sure it's either a customer or it's an actual contractor. Make sure that yeah. So let me go ahead and bring that email back up. I'm going to bring that email back up. And as everyone can see there, I actually replied and told him basically try to be respectful. Trying to be respectful, because apparently this is apparently a left-hand right situation, left-hand right-hand situation pretty much. So you will see, I said, with all due respect, I'm a freelance IT guy, not a audio visual guy. Gave him a link to my address or my webpage, which I actually host over there in a server. I actually put my servers together. I actually have 3 servers that I host here. Hopefully to have more once I get more money and power cords and a bigger network switch. But yeah, I mean, I actually host my own website. Do all the emails and everything through the signatures, and I need to go ahead and change that for Extra Life, because I need to go ahead and update it. Speaking of which, I might do that today. And then I told, I basically thanked him for the opportunity and consideration. Now, mind you, this is me trying to be as respectful and nice as possible to this man, because apparently he didn't know that I was just an IT guy. And I'm like, well, let's go ahead and click on here. Now, mind you, this is actually going to my page, and you can very well clearly see DOS 9598 NT 2000 XP server 3 or 2003, and then Linux, and then you know, all this stuff that I actually have on my invoice, on my resume. And that even includes for the housing authority when I was their head IT. You know, the head of their. Matter of fact, I was literally the only guy for their IT department. Actually, in fact, I was their IT department. But as you really see, I actually had this, and I have all my experiences, all my education, all my achievements. Now, if they bothered to research me, they could have found this website. It's on my Facebook page, or actually, it's on my Facebook profile. It's public. So, I know I probably am repeating myself again, but I am, yeah, that's when I play Destiny. So, again, I know I'm going to repeat myself, but please, 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 for the love of God, look into the person that you're calling. Because if you're going to tell them one thing and email them another, there is a problem. Yeah, a very clear problem. Left hand don't know what the right hand is doing. Yeah, so, I guess you could say this is more of a rant, or my take on things. Especially since, you know, I actually did get some work yesterday and had to deal with Erlob, which is another company that I much rather not ever work for. And I'm pretty glad that I don't work for them, because the reason why I actually had work is because their lovely, wonderful app that deals with helping housing authorities manage, you know, files and stuff like that. Actually, it was more of a, you know, manage how much rent people pay and stuff like that, which I can't go into detail about other people's rent, but I know ours went up to, went from like 20 something to $73, just because mom was getting her Social Security, all of her Social Security back. Actually, I think it was because it went from $600 to $700 something. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But and that's pretty much all, because I can't really say for anybody else, because I actually did sign an NDA for everybody else, so I can't disclose any of their stuff. But I can disclose mine all I want. Yay! Anyway, but when it came to yesterday, I actually ended up getting a call from the housing authority, and it was because the HSS, which is Erlob software that they use, threw up a lot of red flags. A lot of red flags. Because you have to go into the app, or into the application, to bring up the update, which kind of looks like it's the about page pretty much, and it comes up with a browser page. You know, it opens up your default browser. In her case, it was Google Chrome, and since it had, their systems had CC or CCleaner in there, that she thought it was CCleaner coming up. And it wasn't. It was a browser, and then she just had to download it, and she didn't realize that she had to download and accept it, because Google Chrome was having a problem thinking that the update that she was downloading was a virus or a harmful thing, because it was an exe that Google didn't have in their database. Because believe it or not, I think Google has a crap ton of stuff in their database. It determines if it's not questionable or not. And since she was not familiar with that, she thought something was up, or something, or a CC cleaner doing something nefarious, or nefarious. Anyway, so I had to walk her through the steps of Go ahead and downloading it. And then it threw up red flags in Windows 10 because it wasn't signed with Windows, with Microsoft at all. So we got one company that's just calling people out of the clear blue sky, not knowing who they're calling for. And then we got another company that can't code worth crap. Matter of fact, our website is probably down again. Let's go ahead and see if that is true. It would not surprise me at all if it's not. As you will see, I got, and it's erlobaccounting.com, basically what the website is. And if you guys have kept up with me at all, then you'll know that the hate I have for this company is ungodly. And it doesn't look like it's going to come up. So I'm going to show you part of it that I've actually been working on, that I've actually been streaming. Let's see. Let's see. So let's go with that. Let's go with. Apparently, I've only had. Wait a minute. That's kind of weird. What the heck's happening here? Contact index. I thought I actually did some more work on that. But anyway, let's go ahead and open up the index page here. Now this is. Now let's see. What is it? Yeah. So it's coming up with errors again. Anyway, this is the lovely, wonderful company. Now, if we go to the About Us, we'll see right here where it says, where is it? It says, oh crap, where'd it go? Management involves something. Currently have 10 employees, and of those employees, 5 have degrees in accounting. The other employees have a degree in business, mathematics, and computer science. But their website is dead 9 times out of 10. And as I said yesterday, actually I had to go with the Housing Authority to help them navigate through all the red flags and errors that was popping up, because they weren't familiar with accepting stuff and printing stuff in Windows. Because if you run stuff in Windows and it's not, Windows starts wigging out about it, you have to click the menu or the more info, then hit run anyway. If you've never had to deal with that, then you wouldn't know what to do. Now, granted, I did get about. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. Get work done. I actually did get some work yesterday. Before that, it was, according to waves.com, it was March when I got any work for them whatsoever. Yeah. And of course, that was because Microsoft decided to be a butthole and trip out the office staff in there too. So, yeah, this is a way longer video than I was intending on, but again, if you're going to be like the Home Advisor Pro, research look into the person that you're actually calling. It's not that hard. Do they have a web page? Do they have a Facebook account? Do they have, have they been streaming at all? Because all the videos, or all the times I streamed, they're actually, they actually go into YouTube, and YouTube, I think it's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter are the ones that I have it where I just leave the past streams up. DLive and Twitch, mainly because Twitch is doing their thing and killing people off and all that stuff. DLive and oh, strike that. And Marble Crush is also actually has them on there too. But yeah, it's Twitch, DLive, and another one I can't remember which. But anyway, there's only 3 places that don't have past broadcasts, and they could have looked into that. And then Erlob, them doing their own thing, basically trying to convince them to just dump the rest of the stuff that I was doing, mainly because the board of the housing authority thought it'd be a good idea to pull the plug on everything and tell me that they don't need me anymore. Yeah. So, with that being said, I do sincerely apologize for this video being as long as it is, and it ended up being a rambling rant, pretty much. Actually, rambling rant and my take on a couple of things all rolled into one. And so I am go ahead and close it off there as a train decides to go through lovely Wetumpka. And yeah, I'm gonna call it a day on a lot of things today. So don't have too much fun, or at least try not to. And maybe have a nice day, if you can too on top of that. So, bye.